Hello, my artists. Welcome back to You Can Art Too. I'm Jon D. Arthur, and today we are working on the ear. I'm still building up my confidence until I work on the lips, because, like I said, with me and lips, man, I want them to be, and then they're women's lips too. So then they gotta be like super duper perfectly soft, like believable. Like whoa, that's a lot of pressure. So I'm gonna start with the ear today. I'm gonna also talk about value, a little bit about texture, and then I'm actually going to draw an ear. So if you want to draw along with me, that's cool. Go ahead, get a sketchbook, piece of paper, pencil, whatever, what have you, paint, whatever you got around the house. Just grab a ballpoint pen. You can draw this ear and shade it in with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, as well as follow me on my other social media outlets. Specifically Instagram. I'm really active on Instagram. And that's at Jon D. Arthur. Also, if you want to see some more of my stuff, you can visit www.jond.illauthor.com. It's a bit of my portfolio is up there, and you can buy prints there as well. So in the library at Hampton University, there's this painting by John Biggins called House of the Turtle. And I remember it from school. I love the colors from it, and I love the patterns from it. I didn't even know then what I would be working on now when it comes to pattern and line work. But I bring it up because I definitely want to bring some of what's happening below to the background of this piece, since I'm kind of inspired by it. When it comes to this piece, I really want for her to be this skin tone. I'm searching for a way to replicate this type of chocolatey brown, so that I can use those greens really nice in the background. So I lay down a light pink off the mid-tone red variant that I have. I use that for some shadows. And then I realized that the trick is going to be creating a side of the face where it doesn't seem to be one. Maybe I'm missing a line, but I want to create this swoop that's going behind the exaggerated cheekbone. And so when I get like that, I clean things up so I can take a fresh perspective, which is what you saw me do there. So I'm searching for that chocolate skin tone again, that chocolate reddish, purplish skin tone. And it's not clicking, and I'm trying to borrow from colors around it, but the ear seems too dark. It's also gotta be light because it's off the side of your head, and it's kind of transparent, and it's just a good way to pull off depth, but everything I'm doing seems dark. Like it doesn't flow with her head. Like we know because of the Loomis method that around there, that's where the side of her face is. But what if we weren't done with the shape of the cheekbone? So I want to add maybe a darker color to push that cheekbone further, because it draws your attention. And then I can hide the ear and get away from blending that weird skin tone dip that should be there. So I start organizing a way to do a fill color and choosing which fill color is going to be, because so much of her skin tone is blended into this. I'm just going to have to match up the colors as best I can in the when I go to paint this on the canvas, because I've come too far and everything is kind of flowing by itself to worry about that. I'll just cross that bridge when I come to it. And then I simplify the ear because the shadows on the inside were just throwing me for a loop. But again, you still have to give an illusion or a nod to what should be there in an abstract representational piece or representational abstract piece. So I still put that little part where you would put the Q-tip in your ear. I don't know what you call that flap on your ear, but you still put that line there. And I make that my reference to the rest of the skin tone on her face. And the push and the pull will make the ear, it's starting to look more harmonious. It's starting to look more like it belongs. A drawing tutorial, so here we go. We're going to be drawing the ear and learning about value. Here's where you pause it and you get your stuff. I should have mentioned that. You should do that. Go get your stuff if you're going to draw the ear. Here's where you pause it now. Do it. I'll do it for you. I'll pause for you. So we're going to draw an ear. But first, we want to start out with the inner. We're going to work from the inside out. So we're going to start with that little cave part in your ear, and then you're going to draw a highway, like down the middle of it. Just 2 parallel lines. Then you're going to close it up, and you're going to do that that little hook, the bottom of that hook of your ear. So you're starting to fill it out, that flat plane in your ear where light shines through, that part of your ear. That's what you're drawing. Then you draw the outside hood flap of your ear all the way around. And this is by no means realistic. This is definitely a reduction, and I'll explain that later. And then you draw your earlobe, and this will just add little details and wrinkles if you wanted to inside the inner part of the ear to develop that. But now I'm going to lay down some shading so you can start to see it look more ear-like. I'm gonna go ahead and use acrylic paint to shade this in because it's a common paint. It's a paint that I have. It's a paint that I know if you are following along, you'll be able to get if you want to do this step. But I drew this in pencil in Procreate, by the way, so you can do this in pen if you wanted to. But I just start with the easiest part that you know there's a shadow. That's the outer hood of your ear. Then I'll work into that part where everyone thinks your eardrum is. I add a little shadows to the details I put in there, but I want to make sure I create 4 points of value. That's what I always tell my students. It's not complete until there's 4 points of value. That's another Mr. Solomon rule that I remember that was drilled into my head from college. There you have it, an ear, a reduced ear, reduction. So reducing something is a drawing from life term, is when you look at your subject and you break it down into basic shapes that are recognizable. So you only add enough details to get away with it looking like what it's supposed to look like. And as you can see, I used a lot of rectangular shapes, a lot of squares, a lot of corners, jagged lines, but it's still an ear. And when I added the shading, it softened it up. So it's just basically breaking down what you see visually into basic recognizable shapes. And I had trouble spelling recognize. So just for fun, I decided I was going to paint this. Your ear is on your face is split up into 3 color zones depending on where the blood is in your face. So your foreheads are generally yellow, or your cheek area, your eyes is generally warm colors, pinkish red. And underneath your chin, where your mouth is usually cool colors like blue. The primary colors basically make up your face. So ears are on the side of your face where it's warm. So I use a flesh tone first. I want to make sure that the area on the left is more skin tonish. I want to leave the earlobe lighter. The darker areas are towards the middle of your ear. The light and the highlight is on the tip of your ear at the top. So make sure I got my layers in the right order. And then I start to address the flat plane, the inner ear, make that area darker, build up the shadows where like that area where everyone thinks the eardrum is. Add some more shadows there, create those 4 points of value, even with color. But what's 4 points of value? I'll tell you. Value is one of the 7 elements of art that displays how light or dark a color is. So as you can see, when I say 4 points of value, each point is kind of like a gradient. So you go from lightest to darkest, and that's a point. So you're gonna have those points of value primarily in these 2 areas of the ear. And the 2 areas I'm talking about are the outside, and then on the inside, where everyone sticks the Q-tip in, that's a pretty dark area. But where the slanted lines are, those are there to represent the flatness of that area. That's that inner ear that we started drawing. It's flat. You don't have to add a lot of details to it, really. All of the drama and the action are gonna be on that hood of your ear and where you put the Q-tip in your ear. I don't know how, I'm not a medical person. I don't know what part of the ear that is of your ear, but that, it's a hole, so it's gonna be dark, shaded in that way. So now that you know what value is, you can see it in action in the piece, in the nose, in the circle around her cheekbone. There's also a lot of texture going on, but that's another video for another time. But and it's important that you blend your values, and that's what makes it realistic. So when you have those people that do like realistic art or hyper-realism, like they are masters at blending their colors and everything to create the illusion that what you see is real. So let's jump back to the painting. So at this point, I feel like I've nailed it for the day. I've won another round. I'm just showing off right here. I decided that area is too blank, and I want to create another gradient within a gradient next to a gradient of value and texture. So that's it for the episode. The lips are up next. We'll do another drawing tutorial. If you're looking for a nice reductive kind of abstract comic booky style of lips, I'm your guy. Check in to the next one. We'll go through that. Other than that, keep drawing, keep doing what you're doing. I'm not good at the send off still, so I'm gonna just treat you like the students again. Just dip, bye, peace. Go adios, leave. I see you later. Bye.